What's up, everyone? We are live here Friday afternoon. I think it's 12 o'clock. This is a second edition of The Boys. Legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. You are being recorded.
And literally, when I tell you 3 days, I'm just.
So long to do something like.
Go.
Whoa.
I would tell that person to just do it.
You like the end? John, you like the end?
Oh, I missed it. What was it?
Oh man, it was
I had
just
a picture of you, John.
Oh, damn! Don't be doing that.
How did you miss that?
I was trying to figure something out about Christian Vasquez.
Oh my God!
Who cares about
Wait,
it?
my wrist.
We told you to watch the intro.
I watched most of it.
Oh,
You missed the most important part.
You missed the most important part, man.
Well, there's always.
That's all right. We'll play it at the end of the episode.
All right, I'll look up Christian Vasquez again.
Welcome in to the boys. We have Mike here in the vinyl studio with all the greatest artists of all time. No country, because country's terrible. In the WrestleMania zone with the Yankees hat, we have Dab Nation. What's going on?
What's going on? Let's go.
Let's do it. And in the couch, joining us for the first edition, for his first edition of the boys, is our special guest, our special member of the team, John. John, what's up, John?
Not much. How are you?
Oh man, I'm doing good. How do you find anything about Christian Vasquez yet?
No, I'm trying to look up his new nickname he had. They gave him a new nickname.
Sexy Swing or something like that.
Of course it is.
Big Sexy.
Oh,
Something
Kelly?
like that.
that's Kevin.
Something
Nash.
like that.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
no,
something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, he said he was just feeling sexy, and then someone. Took
Yeah, I
it
think
into-
something about a sexy swing or something.
Yeah, something like that. But
You might not want to
anyway,
Google sexy swinger.
a what?
You don't want to Google sexy swinger. Might not-
No. I know you have done that plenty of times, so I don't.
Look
I don't know.
by accident.
The incognito window on Google Chrome. Yeah. Let's get into it. First one. I think we got a baseball season this year. I hope we do. John, let's get right into you, man. What's your thoughts on the Red Sox? You're the resident Red Sox expert.
Oh, I mean, they've been playing hot. I guess Cora is bringing back some of. I was reading that they think that the team's got grit again. They're willing to battle out in these games and actually not give up. And the bats have been pretty hot. I mean, we started off slow. I'll say that. Sorry, my camera's screwing up. What the heck? JD Martinez is back to JD Martinez. I think he has 12 extra base hits or 6 straight games with 12 extra base hits, which is the Red Sox record. I was reading one of the first. I can't remember the last player to do it. I don't know if it was Manny back in 2001 or something like that, but it's a new record. But as long as he's hitting well, and Christian Vasquez, who I've been a big fan of for the past couple years, back when they were going through with who was it? Him and who was the other catcher they had? They had like
Blake Swihart.
No. There was another one. Shoot, that's gonna drive me nuts. They ended up trading him. I gotta look that up.
Saltalamacchia?
No, not Salty. No, he was. That was way before him. That was back in 13.
I don't know. David Ross?
No, not Rossi. That's too far. As we're going through, I'm gonna look up. I'll figure out his name. It'll come to me. But yeah, that's
Dab-
my opinion. What was that?
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I think the name you were gonna say.
No. I was gonna say Dab Nation. What's your thoughts on the Yankees? But if you're not done with the Red Sox, yeah, we'll keep it going.
I'm good.
All right. What's your thoughts on the Yankees, man? How they doing?
It's way too early. 6 games in. But I mean, with the Yankees, it's always going to come down if Stanton can stay healthy, if Judge stays healthy. It's so long of a season, and they finally got a little bit of decent pitching. But with the Yankees, man, they always tease you in the beginning, and at the end of the season, you never know what you're going to get. But I mean, I'm still saying I think the Blue Jays with their bats, the Blue Jays is the scary team in the East.
Yeah.
But the way injuries and COVID this year is always going to be crazy because you never know what's going to happen. But as long as everyone stays healthy, they got a fair shot. But I don't want to face the Blue Jays in a short series.
No.
Those bats are unreal. And Stanton looked good one day, then he's out for he'll be out with a pulled back or something crazy. That kid he's just too big. He can't stay healthy.
You think? What's your thoughts on him? Has he delivered? How long has he been there? 4 years.
3. Yeah, going into the 4th season. You can't deliver with the amount of money he's getting paid.
All right. Well, just put the money aside for like a minute. His I feel like he's underachieved.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I think in Miami too, it was just that they were out of so many games that he had the pitches to swing away a lot of times.
That's true.
And then when he goes to New York, he's going to have that pressure. Just like every big star who came over. A-Rod had the same thing when he came over, when they gave up the whole house for A-Rod. When you come over with that much pressure, you have to have a different cloth to play with the Yankees or the Red Sox.
Oh yeah. It also with playing in New York though. I mean, going from Miami to New York. I mean, that's going from a fan base that they have 2 titles, but they're not that big, to New York City, where it's New York and Boston, I think, are the 2 hardest cities to play in because it's in the city. It's a generational thing. Even if they're bad, you're still at Yankee Stadium or Fenway watching. It's in the blood. They're the hardest cities to play in because you're expected to be your best.
Like the last 2 seasons, he had 59 at bats and 76 at bats for the whole season. And with the with the money he's getting paid, I mean, it's.
Wait, which season was that? 2020 too?
2020, 2020 had 76 at bats.
So he had more at bats in a shortened season than he did in 2019.
Yeah, that's how crazy he's been.
Yeah, in terms of the markets, I think the Red Sox, you have to be a certain kind of player to play for the Red Sox or the Yankees, because the Yankees, that's a bigger market. It's one of the biggest markets in the world, obviously. With the Red Sox, it's such a die-hard sports nation. That's why when they go 0-3 on a weekend, we look and say, what the heck is going on? It's over. There's no baseball season because they've been trashed the past couple of years. Honestly, they've been terrible. But I think it takes a certain player like David Price, man. Yes, he delivered. Yeah, I mean, he delivered in the World Series. I mean, he was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal. But that dude could not play here. He hated it here.
He couldn't play anywhere. He was not a playoff pitcher.
He can't even handle LA right now. He's coming out of the bullpen right now.
See, I think Boston, they have the best. They get the best players, those young players who just come up hungry. And then that's when you come up hungry with Boston and the fans just love you. But when you have that contract or the trade, they expect so much more from you. But if you're farm grown and you're a great star from the beginning, they get those 5 years out of you. It's a matter of keeping that free agent around. Like David Ortiz was rare. But like everyone knew that Mookie was leaving. Everyone knew JBJ was leaving. I'm surprised Xander's been there as long as he's been there.
He's they're saying with all the new, he's going to be the next one that's going to want that pay increase.
Exactly.
He deserves it.
He does. What was I was going to say? JBJ, I was okay with him leaving because I would never have met somebody who could be so good in the outfield, can have a 26-game hitting streak, and then just go weeks without anything, like maybe a pop fly. Like, he was the most hot and cold person I've ever seen. He could hit a home run in the playoffs, and then I just never understood him.
He was a black Johnny Damon.
So inconsistent.
Johnny Damon
So-
was the same way.
He was so inconsistent, and I think as Boston's I liked him. I was a fan of him, but you kept bringing him back. Like there were times you could have I remember was it last year or 2 years ago? They had a trade on the table for him for Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu is not the greatest thing, but the dude can hit, and they kept him. Defense defense only goes so far in MLB, and everyone applauded him because he was a great defensive outfielder. He was amazing. Yeah. But he'd go to the plate, and he was an automatic strikeout every time.
The thing is, though, with him is that he could play in a park that's so hard. He could play off the Green Monster better. He knew that diamond. I remember there was a game 2 or 3 years ago. It was Aaron Judge. He hit a home run, and I don't know how the hell he did it, but he got it, and he caught it out, and it was in the diamond part of the It was a great catch. I wish I had the game, but I just remember it was an Aaron Judge home run, and he could play that monster better than anybody I've seen, which is what made him last so long. Because it's hard playing that.
It is, but I think he was completely overrated.
Jacoby was the same way. Jacoby
him too.
He was was the same way.
That's the one. Got to be one of the worst contracts ever handed out in history. That's up there. Prince Fielder, Pujols. That is up there. Crawford.
And the majority of them played for the Yankees afterwards, and the Yankees got them on the tail end and they get them those contracts.
Yeah. I wonder how JBJ's doing this year. Is he with the Bucks? I mean, the Brewers.
Everybody in New England goes to the Bucks.
Yeah. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
It's a joke, Mike.
Oh, I didn't get that. That went over my head. But I think we got a baseball season this year. Hopefully. And I think if this was last year, his team would have quit. I think JD. Did you think JD quit last year?
I just
think a lot of the Red Sox players quit last year.
I think they knew it was just not. I don't think they quit, but I think that JD just couldn't find his swing, and then it was just a lost season. I don't know how you there's just some seasons where it's just not going to happen. It's going to be a long season. Luckily, it was a short season. But
all right, guys, I got a quick question for you guys. So far, JBJ has been at the bat 19 times. Over under 7 hits.
Under.
I'll say under.
He's got 1 hit.
He's awful.
He's batting 53.
There's
they gave him money.
I'm not sure what he's doing in the field, but .53 is not cutting it anyway.
No, but it's for instance, the Cubs I was looking at. Their team batting average is .153 or 123, and out of all the major league pitchers in the league, their batting averages are higher than the Cubs' batting average right now. That was the craziest stat I've seen.
See, and this is the thing with baseball. We're talking about stinking numbers and stats. I hate it. I hate it. It's like the spin rate of the ball. That's why, the Red Sox signed, what's that dude's name? Garrett Richards instead of Corey Kluber, because of his spin rate. Give me a break.
Kluber's
same money. I'm taking Corey Kluber. I don't care if he stinks this year. I'm taking Corey Kluber over Garrett Richards. It's ridiculous.
I'm just happy to see Nasty Nate back.
Yeah. Well, he'll play this year, and then he'll be over at the end of the month. He'll have his shoulder, dead arm, or something, and then he'll be out for the rest of the season. But so far, though, the pitching's been good. The pitching has not been a problem, other than Richard's start. It has not been a problem, and I don't expect him to be that bad. I don't expect him to be that bad at all.
Do you know what the fan capacity is right now?
12
for the Red Sox.
I just know it's 12%.
12%. I really have. Yeah, I seen the Texas Rangers game. That was crazy to see. Full house.
That's the one thing I'm worried about. That's going to be the stadium where teams are going to get destroyed by COVID because everybody's there. So it'll be curious to see. I don't know when the Red Sox go down there, but I mean, I'm kind of hoping it's not. I hope they go at a good time.
We got a comment by Nico. Those Rangers this year, how are they doing? Are they good?
Rangers. Let me see.
Baseball
I will
expert?
check.
I couldn't tell you a
I'm
lick
not-
about the Texas Rangers. All I know is
Texas
Walker,
Rangers.
Texas Ranger.
Well,
Red Sox
they are
need more analytics.
they're
Oh,
3
boy,
and
I
3
think they
right
have
now.
plenty of analytics. They're 3 and 3.
They're 3 and 3 right now.
I don't think the Red Sox need any more analytics. They have like 3 astrophysicists on their staff that don't even watch baseball. I don't think they need any more analytics.
We don't need no Astro
No.
anything. No Astro anything.
No more. I do have a bold take though, and you got to hear me out. Obviously, we have LeBron James brought into the team. I think that's great. I'm sorry. I think it's great. People can disagree all they want because LeBron James has owned Boston for years. But he needs to incorporate like if I'm like John Henry or ownership right now, like I'm sitting with LeBron and being like, LeBron, what do you want to do with this team? Give us some input. He's a genius. I don't care what you say. He's a great basketball player. He has his moments when you watch him and he plays like a baby and he complains. But the dude's a genius, even though Space Jam looks awful. But the dude's a genius. And I want as much input from LeBron James and Maverick Carter. Into it too. Both of their input. They need. I want them to own the team. Get rid of John Henry. I want them to own the team.
Did you
number
see
one?
Did you see the Boston? Did you see the marathon jerseys?
Oh, they're ugly.
The yellow ones.
I get the symbolism behind it. Like I get that, but the Red Sox in a jersey that has no red. I don't know. There's a patch would be great, or even just changing the hat color, but the whole jersey, it just doesn't fit. You know, I mean, I don't even know who they're playing that weekend.
It's normally the Orioles. It seems like almost.
I feel like that's all they play is the Orioles.
I think I know Nico just said about Jeter. I think LeBron and Jeter are totally different. Just because LeBron's had a management mind already. He's been managing every NBA team he's been on.
Yeah, he's been the GM.
Exactly. He's been picking and choosing his team for the last 16 years he's been in the NBA.
Yeah.
And
Daniel Gibson wouldn't have a job without LeBron James.
Booby. I mean, and being on the NBA team is a lot different in baseball because I mean Derek Jeter, you can hide him 8 guys at the bat and just Jeter comes up once. But I mean LeBron, he's the guy, he's the point guard every team he is, so he's been controlling the team. I mean, Derek Jeter's my guy. He's El Capitano, but going down and being in Florida, he was there where it was Jeter, Gloria Estefan. It was there's like 20 other personalities that he's battling with the Marlins.
Wait, Gloria Estefan owns the Marlins?
Yeah, she's part. That's why they have that whole concert theme in the back. It's like
that's epic.
They want to have concerts. They don't care about baseball. They just want to bring people in there and have a good time and. They use that for concert venues more than baseball.
Gloria Estefan owns the Marlins?
She's
nuts.
She's part of the staff that owns it.
That's legendary. Wow. I want Lisa to own the Red Sox.
Who's that?
The music expert in the middle doesn't know Lisa. But yeah, no, I think they need to sit LeBron down and be like, dude, give us some input because he hopefully will help attract people here. I think if he's here, Mookie Betts doesn't leave. If he's here 2 years earlier, I think he helps with all of that. And he's a genius. He's an amazing businessman. And I think it's going to do wonders for him. But at the same time, you know, if Tom Warner and LeBron, because Tom Warner owns more of the team, that's terrible. If he's choosing to do that, couldn't even do a chant at the 2013 World Series when he was like, let's go Red Sox. Remember that? That was brutal. John, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Belichick did the same thing in 2016 with the "Do Your Job" chant.
Oh yeah, do your job.
Everybody's there that's not at their job right now, but yeah, do your job.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, and that weekend series with the yellow jerseys is going to be against the White Sox, so it'll be a battle of the Sox that weekend.
The jersey kind of grew on me. I don't think it's that bad when I first saw it. Like I get the point behind it, but it's still definitely different. You know what I'm saying? Still definitely different. But any final thoughts on the Red Sox? Because I can only talk the Red Sox for for
Well,
a short
look,
amount
they're
of time.
doing that because the NBA did it, and it was so big with the NBA having different cities. Those city jerseys, some of them are hideous, like the Miami Heat's. Was it the Miami Vice jersey? Oh, like those jerseys.
Oh, I love those.
Oh, those things are hideous.
Really?
But nothing's worse. Nothing's worse than Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Bucks. You see the Milwaukee Bucks jersey?
I have not.
It says Cream City across it. Yeah, that's not.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
And the Boston one. And the Boston one's like, sorry. No, I was gonna say the Boston City jerseys. They're like a light green or
it looks like the banner. It looks like the banner. They just kept it classic.
Yeah.
We got a comment here, Nico. Nico, thank you, man, for watching. Appreciate the support. Now, do we see a more player-dictated industry coming like football for baseball ever, or maybe even the NBA? Looks like LeBron and what you guys are saying are trying to save the franchises that have history. Mookie Betts, JD Martin, I feel the hate culture is making its way back where you're with us or against us, the rivalries. Do you feel more it's going to MLB could be a more player dictated? I don't think baseball has any way to save itself, to be honest with you.
There's no way.
No.
I think baseball is too much of still an old man's game.
Yeah.
There's too much tradition where, like, I mean, there's baseball leagues everywhere, little league, everywhere else. But there's something about the way the AAU works in basketball, where if you have one star on the team, he could transcend and change everything. Like, what's his name? Tatis for the Padres. He's probably one of the best players in baseball, but he's stuck on San Diego. You can't really recruit somebody to go to San Diego because of the way that there's no salary cap in baseball. So the Yankees will always get that guy because they'll spend the money on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have guys with 10-year contracts in baseball, where basketball, they sign 1-year deals every year.
Yeah.
You'll have Milwaukee, you'll have the Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, Cubs. They'll get that big free agent. And plus, the other thing, too, is with so many international players, they're not like in basketball where they're recruiting kids out of high school. These kids are playing together since they're 7, 8 years old. So they already know who they want to play with in high school and college, going into the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think baseball will ever be a player dictated. I think the NFL pre the Deshaun Watson investigation, the way he was in even the Russell Wilson stuff in the beginning, even though that's quieted down, I think the NFL is on track to become a player dictated league where the quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson said, "I want out, you trade me." And again, everything that happened afterwards, but he was controlling. He was controlling the whole offseason because he didn't know what Houston was going to do, especially with San Fran and New England. If San Fran wanted him, then that opens up the door for New England. And then New England can release Cam Newton or Stidham, and that might give someone else a backup option somewhere else. It was a domino effect, and Deshaun Watson held the cards. I think the NFL could definitely be is on pace to becoming more like the NBA. I don't think it'll ever be like the NBA because it's just a different industry and different thing. But the NBA will be player controlled forever. But before we go into our other topics, I just thought I'd refresh everyone's memory, including John's, on the amazing "Let's Go Red Sox" chant from 6 years it's almost 8 years ago, 8, 7, whatever it is.
It has to feel very, very good. Well, I think this is a magical day for us, the end of a remarkable season, and I would just like to start a cheer. Let's go Red Sox! Let's go Red Sox! Let's go Red Sox! Go Red Sox!
Red Sox. That is one of the most cringiest moments I've ever seen in my life.
They could get a better cheer for the Red Sox in New York City than that.
Oh, my God. He's so awkward, that dude. Do you know he produced Roseanne?
Oh, the new one or the old one?
Tom Warner? I think both of them.
Oof.
He's like a producer or something, a script writer or something on the side.
Maybe he should stay with that.
I think so too. My quick point on the Celtics, I don't want to do a lot about the Celtics. I don't think there's anything interesting about them right now. But my quick point is a lot of discussion about Brad Stevens and coaching, and just my overall point. I said last week I'm good with them releasing him. I'm good with him going up and retiring. I don't think this year is his fault. I just don't think he's the coach for this team anymore. And a lot of talk is like, for example, you see Paul Pierce getting fired from ESPN after that video. He stunk as an analyst. I don't think he was that good as an analyst. I'm probably not any better either. But I don't think he was that great of an analyst. But, boy, would I love someone like him or even someone like a Perkins, even though I think Perkins is excellent at his job. I do. But I would love to see a guy like Pierce either come into ownership with the Celtics, help on the coaching staff, someone like a Kevin Garnett. Like, I would love to see Pierce and Garnett come together because the Timberwolves aren't giving Garnett the team, which is absolutely ridiculousness that Minnesota, the guy who brought you to relevance, you're not going to let him buy the team. Like, what is wrong with you? Without Kevin Garnett, there is no Minnesota Timberwolves. All right? I would love if Wick or Danny Ainge went to them or someone and said, listen, we want you a part of this team. Buy into it. I'm not saying get rid of Wick or anything, like the ownership or anything. I think they have great ownership. But to have them in some sort of front office ownership role, to look down and then, when Tatum's in practice and he looks up and he sees Garnett there and Garnett can actually look at him and tell him something compared to Brad Stevens. Oh, my God. Or even Paul Pierce to look at them and say something, I think is completely different. I hope they're on the phone today saying, Pierce, Paul, come into ownership, man. Come do this.
Well, Pierce got
he's going Barstool. I thought he was going. I heard he might be going to Barstool Sports.
Well, they said Camp Soda, some adult site already reached out to him, offered him $250 an episode.
Honestly, at what point though does I think it's high time that Trader Danny goes. He's got to go. At some point, he's got to be held accountable.
Yeah. No, I'm done with him. I'm done with all of them.
But as far as Pierce, I think Pierce will be good as far as upper management. But his play style, I think his play style is the last thing Jason Tatum needs, though. Because I think Jason Tatum needs more of he needs a point guard around him. Even though he's not a point guard, he needs someone that could teach him a way to move without the ball. Because when Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce had the ball at the same time, it was somewhat. They started ISO a lot of times, those two. So they need someone that could go in there and change Tatum's mindset because he controls everything for them.
And that's the thing. I think they're both Walker and Pierce right now. That's what they are. Tatum and Brown. It's Walker and Pierce right now. I say Paul Pierce, I somewhat agree on the playing style, but it's not even about the playing style. You don't have to change Tatum's. Yeah, he can drive to the basket more, which Pierce was excellent at. I mean, no one can tell me I thought he was excellent, especially his later years. His ability to get contact, the and ones, he was phenomenal at that. But just mental, it's a mental thing now. They need an overhaul right now of staff in terms of player. Like Evan Turner obviously isn't working. What does Evan Turner offer Jason Tatum right now? Nothing. There's nothing there.
Wait, Mike, my guy Nico, man, I appreciate you, Nico. We just said the word Kimba and great in the same sentence. It can't happen, Nico. Kimba Walker and great.
No. He is not great anymore, man. He is not great.
Those UConn days, that step back with UConn's over.
Yeah,
he got it riding the bench.
They got to play that boy.
He is awful.
I'm not a Celtics fan, but that young boy, I like that Pritchard.
Pritchard?
Yeah, I like him. I like him. I see their lineups. I mean, they're so inconsistent with who they're throwing out there. They're throwing out somebody different every time. And the other one, let Robert Williams play.
Yeah.
Let him get to the basket. Let him be what DeAndre Jordan used to be, and just get to the basket. But at the same time, he needs a point guard to throw the lob up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's Kemba's not good anymore. I mean, let's just face the fact that the contract is awful. I would take Terry Rozier for what he's making right now over Kemba Walker any day of the week. But again, just with the overhaul, I think of a guy who's in coaching, Sam Cassell. I think would be perfect on this team. He's won 3 championships, 2 with Houston, right? One with you, two with Houston. Him and Kenny Smith. Even a guy like Kenny Smith, he's never going to leave TNT. He's phenomenal on TNT.
Well, you know why he hasn't been there?
On TNT, I didn't even know he was. I mean, I don't watch him like religiously, so I don't know. I don't know why he hasn't been there.
I don't know if he left because he's been doing college basketball or what, but it's been Dwayne Wade and Candace Parker.
Oh.
Yes, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But like with Sam Cassell, man, they need a champ. They have no champion veterans on that staff. They have nothing. That is the problem. That can help, especially them too. Unless you want to do, Pierce and Walker. Get rid of Walker, make Pierce wait until he's 32 years old to get Garnett into town. Is that the same path we're doing for Jason Tatum or Brown, or do you want to win sooner? And I think having a veteran coach with less X's and O's skills is the way to go.
I think another name that's kind of like he's not a big name guy, but he's played in the league and he's assistant now, who's getting some buzz is like Darvin Ham. He's getting looked at. He knows he's played in the league a long time. He's a dog, and that's what the Celtics are missing. Celtics are missing Darvin Ham. He's been an assistant for a long time. He's a good basketball mind. But, like, that's one thing they're going to miss with Tice. When Tice left, at least Tice would get chippy down low, and he would do those dirty work. And Brown and this guy, they have four guys on the perimeter, no one in the paint. They're going to miss that from him. But, I mean, the NBA, too, all you got to do is be a top 6 team, get into the playoffs, anything can happen. And I think the Celtics would be that 5-6 range.
I don't agree.
No?
I think in the NFL that can happen. I think in the NHL that can happen. Baseball, I think is wide open. You could see.
I think the Nets are going to walk out the East. I think the Nets are going to walk out the East. So I'm just saying, as far as in the first round, anything can happen if they play a 4-5 series.
See, I don't think that. I think the home court is the biggest thing there. Like Milwaukee versus if the Celtics had to play Milwaukee, Milwaukee's taking that in Milwaukee. Like it's just the home court is so different, and I think that has a big effect. Last year was a what I don't even know what the word is because you had Miami in the finals. You had Miami and Boston, but I think Boston was a 3 or 4 seed. You had Milwaukee, those neutral site games. I think home court is so important in the NBA. Like I don't think there's any parity right now, at all.
I didn't realize the Hornets were the 4 seed.
Yeah, but they're all one game out.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward. So the Celtics from the 1 to 8 is one game. From the 4 to 8 is one game.
I got to excuse myself and get my charger. Hold on.
I don't know. I think that with the Celtics though, or not the Celtics. I'm sorry. With the Nets, you never know. They could never count anybody else. Nobody would have thought last year that the Heat would have made it all the way to the finals.
I mean, what the Heat did is they had great coaching. And I mean, coaching makes such a big impact in the NBA. And I mean, Doc Rivers, what Doc Rivers does, they're missing what Doc Rivers. I mean, you have Doc Rivers with that team is a totally different team. I know Doc Rivers left and everything, but I mean, even like Rondo came back in one game, and Rondo almost had a double-double in his first game back, and he only played 15 minutes. So Rondo's that key guy, and what's his name? He just had Isaiah Thomas just signed a 10-day contract.
Yep.
His first game back was about 15 points.
I hate that.
Yeah, so guys like that, Isaiah Thomas just walks off. He hasn't
I
played.
would have taken him.
Oh yeah,
I wanted him back so bad.
First game back, 15 points.
I don't know.
We need that heart and soul again.
I agree. I agree with his comment though on Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Like he kind of flamed out. Everyone flames out, and like you had Terry Francona that he flamed out. Belichick will get to that point. Everyone flames out. Like Doc flamed out here. It's going to happen. But a guy like him would any championship player. The stats that the Celtics lack. They don't have that at all. They got no veteran leadership. The one thing the Patriots got going for them is they got Super Bowl champion coaches on their staff. Like that's the one thing that could keep them relevant right now. Their talent is better, but that's what the Celtics need. They don't have any of that.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize he's still an assistant coach. It's Rasheed Wallace. I didn't know he's
I would take him. I would take him. I would take a staff of Sam Cassell, head coach, Rasheed the Dream Wallace as an assistant. Heck, you could keep Evan Turner on there. I don't care.
Get Walter
and Walter McCarty back. Oh man.
And throw
You
Scal
know?
in it. Throw Scal in it just for good measure.
Nah. I think Scal's excellent at his job.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Other than I will say, during the game, he is very like fanboyish.
Oh yeah.
I noticed but then when like the post game, the pregame, he'll go at them. So it's like, why are you flopping? Why can't you go at them during the game as well? I don't understand some of that. Anyway, those are really my two main points for today. Oh, I did have another one, but anything else you guys want to bring up right now?
But Celtics?
Anything? No, it doesn't mean
Cooley. Can I pack Ed Cooley's suitcase for him?
Yeah, and now let me throw it in before you go off. My question to you today is, what is the state of the Friars? What's the future for them? I just, for me, it doesn't feel like they're ever going to make it into a Final Four. I don't even think they're going to make it into a Sweet 16. It's awful.
And
What needs to change?
I mean, the thing is, they have the culture, they have the arena, they have the venue, they have the money.
They have the fan base.
They have the fan base. They put the money in. They had one of the biggest the biggest recruiting classes 4 years back. They brought in 3 top 100 recruits. How many teams are saying they brought in 3 top 100 recruits? And then what happens? 2 of them are going, 2 transferred out already. Another one's going to be in NC State. He's already starting over there. The ones at Syracuse already started. All these guys are leaving and they're putting in work. Cooley, it's funny because Cooley does a lot of what Brad Stevens does. He has a system that he thinks works, and he plugs and plays in the system and think they're all going to work in that same system. You can't put a guy in the wing who can't shoot a 3 and you tell him live on the wing. When they try to do that with Gant, they put him out there. He scored 31 points a game in high school as a slasher, getting to the basket, goes to PC, and he sits on the wing. Yeah. That's not his game. You got to adapt with your game. And I know he's in love with David Duke, and David Duke's, I mean, he was quote-unquote the savior for Providence. And now that he's gone, you have to revamp what you're doing every time you do it. If you're going to run a system, recruit guys that play in that system. And there's all these guys that they're doing it, and they have players from Rhode Island who are doing great. The kid from Zagorowski, he was in the Elite 8 for Creighton. Local kid from Fall River. PC didn't even look at him. Cole Swider went to Villanova. 2-year starter at Villanova. Now he's at Syracuse. PC didn't recruit him because they wanted AJ Reeves because he played with David Duke. There's so much talent with PC. They got to do better. And I know Villanova is the powerhouse of the Big East, but you got to be able to compete better in what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a great move when they first hired him, because what was it, Keno Davis before him, or was it someone else? Yeah,
he actually finally just got fired.
Keno Davis?
Yeah, he was at Central Michigan. He's finally out of a job after all of years.
Like, he's terrible. He was always terrible. Like, I don't get it. I think when Cooley got hired, I think that was excellent. I think that brought in a lot of fire. That was it was definitely a rejuvenation for the team. They had a great run. I think a lot of it was on Cotton. I think Cotton really carried that team. That was all him. But I think Cooley obviously helped. But I think, like with Brad Stevens, I think with all these coaches, he's flamed out.
I think that Cotton team is because they didn't have the expectation. So they kind of came out of nowhere. And now with this team, you knew what you were getting when you bring in those recruits. So you got to step your game up. You know what I mean? Being a coach myself, like I tell our kids every time, like the high school we play for, every time there's somebody plays you, they want to beat you. If you go play the Lakers, that team's stepping their game up a little bit more if you go play the Memphis Grizzlies. So in PC, you got 3 top 50, top 100 recruits on your team. Teams are playing you different than they're playing DePaul, or different than they're playing St. John's. And I mean, there's times when PC's going 5-6 minutes without a basket.
Yes, it's brutal.
It's brutal to watch. And if you watch it, so much of what Tatum does and Duke does the same thing. Top of the key, holds the ball for 15 seconds, and then drives to the paint and forces a bad shot.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think the system's definitely flamed out. And again, I saw last week they had a couple 4-stars, past couple of weeks,
Yeah, they're looking at a couple. They signed one for next year, and they got. I mean, the way the transfer portal is working this year, it's nuts. this transfer is all over the place. PC got the kid from Indiana. He's a 5th-year senior, so he's coming over. He's gonna take a start right away. But I mean, I think the key with them is AJ Reeves, what he can do. And the other thing too that's gonna be huge, which I actually think is gonna help PC, and it's probably give him a better shot. And they're talking in the NBA, getting rid of one and done. So if they get rid of one and done, it's gonna hurt the Kentuckys, the Dukes, those teams. And it's just gonna come down to who can recruit those 3 stars, 4 stars, and recruit them up. Because if you look at Villanova's roster, the majority of Villanova roster is 3, 4 stars who, to me, Jay Wright's the best coach in college basketball. The way he recruits his players, he has them sit 1 year, and you have to buy into that system. You learn the system, and you play the following year. But a lot of these kids go in with the mindset that they're not going to sit, so they don't want to go play for Villanova.
They're definitely in trouble. They're definitely in trouble for sure. I think some things definitely need to change in Providence. Again, because you have the fan base, you have people who want to see them, you have the arena. Not too many colleges have an arena. Yeah. I mean, and even Boston College doesn't get the fan base. Boston College is hated on their basketball program. So definitely needs to get some changes. Check us out down below at all the social media. Any final thoughts? John, did you want to cover the New England Revolution? I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, sure. If I could name one player, I definitely would.
No, me neither. Anything else you guys want to cover quick?
WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday. Can't wait.
We're doing that again?
Oh yeah, 2 nights. It's so big. I had to go to 2 nights. That's how big it is.
Yeah, they did that last year. I remember.
Oh, is John Cena gonna be there?
Nah, he'll probably make a cameo, but
does he still wrestle?
Was that?
Does he still wrestle?
Yeah, he comes in. He's too busy acting right now. He's doing his acting role right now.
Wonder if Undertaker will make an appearance.
Oh, he'll definitely be there.
Hulk Hogan be there?
Yeah, he will actually.
Yeah,
I think Hogan will be there.
How about The Rock?
He'll probably. Gronk will be there. It's in Tampa Bay, so Gronk will be there.
Willie Nelson?
Yeah. Who?
Willie Nelson has been the same age my entire life. I feel like he look. No, I mean he looks the same. He's not changed anyway.
Yeah, it's awesome. I want to know his secret.
A lot of weed.
Who you guys got in the Masters?
You really just asked us that question?
Hey, you said this is the sports, man.
I don't know. Phil Mickelson.
There you go.
Was he even in it?
I have no idea. I'm taking the white guy.
Yeah. How about those Bruins, man?
Is hockey still going on?
Yeah, it's still going on.
Oh, wow.
I have no idea how they're doing, to be honest with you.
No, I don't know either. I don't know. I could care less.
What do you mean you could care less?
About the Bruins? I can watch them.
Why can't you watch them? It's like watching people fight all the time and occasionally score a goal.
I can't do it. I don't know. I get a headache.
And now the Woo Sox stopped this shit too, right?
The Woo Sox.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is stupid.
That is horrible.
Woo Sox. Hey, prediction: the Woo Sox will be better than the Red Sox this year. Take it or leave it.
That's not hard to do.
I'll take it. I don't know. Next week, my opinion won't change, but after this week, the Red Sox are winning the World Series.
Oh, I'm sure next week the Red Sox will be dead to you.
Oh yeah, they'll be like 0-10 next week or something, and they'll be out. But right now, we're winning.
And then we'll never hear it again.
We're winning, baby. All right, before we go, I am donating some blood today. We got a game. It's called Name That. Let's do it.
It's time to play Name That.
Right. Today's name of the game is Name That Vegetable. So, yeah.
Oh no.
Name that vegetable. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pop up some a rare vegetable. So I found some of the rarest vegetables in the world, and I'm gonna pop it up, and you gotta name what vegetable that is. Let's get into it. First one.
What the?
that a rutabaga?
No.
I have no idea then.
Will?
I have no idea.
Will doesn't even guess. He never just guesses. He just
I mean,
says, I don't know.
I work at Whole Foods and I still don't know. I don't know.
That is called a celeriac. It's some form of celery.
That was my next guess.
Yeah. Yeah, some form of celery. So, all right, you guys are 0 for 1. All right, next one. Oh, no, wrong one.
Comedy Club.
That's a comedy club.
That's the Comedy Club. I know that one.
Press the wrong one. All right, what's this?
Oh,
Are those like baby potatoes?
those like maggots.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
That's a little gross. That is called oka.
Oh,
Oka or
yeah.
okra?
Oka. OCA.
Okafor.
Oka. Amica okafor. It is a perennial herbaceous plant that overwinters as underground stem tubers. They are found in New Zealand. Yeah, they're some sort of a yam or something like that. So canned oka. All right, next one.
Ooh. Yeah, that's
something.
where do you find these vegetables at?
I searched rare vegetables on Google.
Gotcha.
Very easy. This is called a kohlrabi.
Cool.
Kohlrabi. Yeah, this is it is a German turnip, which is a biennial vegetable, a low stout cultivar of wild cabbage. So it can be.
Oh yeah,
eaten
it definitely
raw.
It has a cabbage look.
Yeah, it can be eaten raw or cooked.
I'm going to cook that one.
I don't know if they have this. I don't know if they have this at Whole Foods, but if they do, Willie, you got to eat it out live on air.
Hey, I'm gonna be working at Whole Foods soon.
All right, which one?
The one down, the one, not the one on University Heights, but the other one.
All right.
Probably Waterman Ave, I think.
Yeah, one minute. Yeah. Well, they don't sponsor us, so we don't talk about them unless they want to give us a sponsorship.
All right, let's go back to the game. Next one, we have this. That was Whole Foods moment right there.
Potato. The wedge.
Nope.
5 stars. That's a 5-star potato. 5-guy potato.
Nope. All right, we're gonna mute him for a minute. All right, John, you want to make a guess?
Something of the potato family.
That is incorrect. This is called a jicama. It's a Pacarisius erosis, commonly known as a yam bean or a Mexican turnip. It is a species in the genus Pacarizas in the bean family, so it's not even a potato. Yeah,
Blacking.
I know you are. Oh, and Will, you're unmuted, so you got one final guess. All right, last one.
Okra?
I was thinking the same thing. I know that's a lemon, I think, on the plate.
That's very good, but that's not what I'm looking for here.
Hey, you didn't specify.
This is called a fiddlehead.
Oh my god.
Fiddlehead are the furried fronds of a young fern, harvested for use as a vegetable. Left on the plant, each fiddlehead would unroll into a new frond. Fiddleheads are harvested early in the season before the frond is open and reached its full height. So that's what we and there's a little controversy here. It says, are fiddleheads safe to eat? It says there are many variants, but the ostrich and cinnamon fern are the only two that are edible and safe to eat. They should be cooked thoroughly before eating. They can carry foodborne illness and may cause diarrhea in the case that you do eat it raw.
Oh.
So we don't want to have yeah. We don't want to have any kind of rhea, no matter which one you're thinking of. We don't want to have any kind of that, but especially the diarrhea. We don't want that. You have to get some Pepto-Bismol on that, or the Dollar General version. So, because that's the version I would get. All right, final bonus one. Bonus question. Nate, you got to name this. You got to name this TV show. 3, 2, 1. What is this?
Rocket Power.
Well.
It's not the Rugrats. Nope. Stumped.
I don't think you've gotten one answer right on any
No,
game
I did your
on the podcast.
Celtics one. I got 3 out of 4 with the Celtics.
Maybe you did. That's Rocket Power, one of the best cartoons of all time. Rocket Power. That has been the latest edition of Name That Rare Vegetable. That was a tough one. I wouldn't have gotten any of those right. That was a good one.
I'm gonna Name That sports segment.
Oh, you got to change it up once in a while.
It's time to play Name That.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching today. This has been the second edition of The Boys. Hope you enjoy. Next week, we'll be back. We'll pick a day, maybe next Saturday or something. We'll be live. But before we go, one more time, I thought I would play one of the greatest chants of all time, the Let's Go Red Sox.
It has to feel very, very good. Well, I think this is a magical day for us.
I think this is a magical day for us. The end of a remarkable season. We do start a chant. Let's go Red Sox. Let's go Red Sox. Go Red Sox. Go Red Sox.
So
You see the woman? She like puts up her arms. She's like, "Yeah, let's
That
go
is so
Sox."
cringy.
Oh, and by the way, let's just reminisce quick in some highlights of Cam Newton.
Picking up the pace on the Patriots. Whoa, baby! It is pulled in there by Dunbar.
Able to escape Furl and gets picked off.
Yeah.
It's intercepted.
Against the LV Raiders.
3rd and 2 for Cam. Patted down and intercepted. It's picked off by Williams. Showing itself today. Cam throwing, and that's picked off. That is intercepted on the play.
We're not even at the best one yet.
The 11th play for the Patriots.
Oh yeah,
And
Jimmy
it's
G.
intercepted by Warner. Now here's the deep ball, and it's over the head of his receiver.
What a terrible ball.
That's what you want to have on a day that you're playing great and winning.
And not throwing a third pick.
That wasn't his fault.
Newton is buried. It's up in the air. It's intercepted by Golden. Newton goes far side of the field. It is intercepted. Kirkpatrick has it. Second down. Newton
Oh, this is the best.
Down the sideline
This is the best one.
is Kenny Young. He makes a move and ends up in the end zone with a pick six.
That final one is the best one. If you throw an interception on a screen pass, there's something wrong with you.
Yep. We were practicing all day yesterday.
And yet we re-signed him.
Yeah. Let's not talk about that anymore. Anyway, you can check us out. Dab Nation, where can we check you?
Facebook, Dab Podcast, Instagram, Dab Podcast. I'm on Twitter. I'm everywhere.
That's right, you are on Twitter. I haven't used a Twitter in like 6 years. John, where are you?
At my house.
No, where can we find you, John?
I just on Facebook. That's about it. I don't have anything else. Well, actually, I have Instagram, but I don't have a podcast.
Yes, you do.
I'm just.
You're on.
I'm just.
This is your podcast, John.
Your podcast.
Oh, this is my podcast.
Yes. And we'll get you solo at one point. We'll get you solo.
I
Do
don't
Red
know.
Sox, a Red Sox minute every week.
Just go.
Yeah. And by the way, shout out, where is it? Crystal Winfield mug, the MJR and Friends mugs. If you want to buy one, they are $200. All proceeds go to Crystal.
Hey.
So, all right, that's a solid deal. I'll do it. $200 for this mug. Yeah, got about 10 of them. So let's do it. And you can check me out on the thing down there, Instagram. My website, which has had massive database issues. I am so frustrated. So if anyone knows how to work with WordPress, please reach out to me. Please, I beg of you. I have no clue what I'm doing with WordPress and with my website. It has been a disaster. So if anyone knows how to work websites, please let me know. That would be great. But anyway, John, we're going to end it. Please watch the intro, John. Please watch it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be live again next week. We'll talk to you soon. Avoid legal snags by telling people they're being recorded. You are being recorded.
And literally, when I tell you 3 days, I'm just.
so long to do something like
Go.
come on, walk.
I would tell that person to just do it.
Yeah, yeah.